that boxing. Y'all know what's up. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's Eagle. Yeah, brothers, sisters, peoples, however you want to be called. I don't know. If you want to be my brother, you can be my brother. If you want to be my sister, you can be my sister. But just treat me like such. That's all I care about. I don't care about your color and all that. I don't care. Because if you're down with me, if you treat me like, my brother should treat me or my sister should treat me, I ain't got no problem with that. I have a better, uh, I'd rather have that than somebody, this my actual brother or sister, to treat me like a dog. You know? Get that. Get that shit. It's all about the treatment. If you could talk about treatment. I don't know. I don't like a lot of the words that we use. Treatment is that's kind of a horrible word. Treatment. Treat. Let's look at the base of it. Treat. It's already letting you know that, it's pleasurable. It should be. It should be. But then we mix all these words up, and treatment could be a lot of different things. You could be in treatment. It's a good thing, but at the same time, it's bad that you have to be in treatment. Treat. So, just care for me as you care for yourself, but a little bit better. That's how you do as a family. You care for others more than you care for yourself. Basically, you really do. You really do. Because I care about you being more comfortable than me. You know what I mean? Like if I have a space, a certain space, like a living space or anything, and you were to, visit or whatever, I mean, I'm like, you know what? I only have this one bed. This is my luxurious bed, so I probably have to get that up. I get it up to you, and I take the couch. I'm the if we're family, I am to take the couch or take the small, um, the chair, whatever. I'm that person. I'm the one that would take the chair. I'm the one that would take um, the couch. Some people hate to take. I ain't giving up my bed. Okay, don't give up your bed. Then you just let me know what you are and who you are. You little disease carrying jerk. No, I'm just kidding. I can't call you all that. I can, but it's not. It's not nice. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about Zoo. Talk about the fight and all that. I saw what Mike went down. Oh boy, I stayed. I stayed consistent with my pick of Harrison. I didn't know. But as you can see, I did say that Tony Harrison was, might have been getting back into the swing of things a little bit too early. And in here, he does belong to a specific page in here. He does belong to my BCD page, and you can't afford to have BCD going up against somebody. And Charlo would have completely destroyed him. He fighting the way he fought, he would have got completely destroyed. he didn't. To me, he wasn't fighting the way that he needed to fight. I see my brother out there. Salute, Sir Flame, brother. That's my brother on another. It's Sir Flame. He said salute to Eagles. Web lead to the chat. And as always, he said jab that like button. He said, are y'all neck? He said, don't get naked. Eagles Web boxing. He always got the fire up good with the 100 in the glove. Don't forget about them things, brother. It's over if you mess around with Flame. Yeah, we take a first punch sometime. Yeah, you put the first punch, man. Put these stanger things on you. Sir Flame said I picked Harrison too. Yeah. Well, I didn't pick him on. It wasn't my gut or nothing like that. I didn't pick him because I just thought he was going to go out there and just, get the work done, per se. I picked him, I don't know, kind of out of not liking. I don't know. I was petty because I really don't like Aussie people that much. I don't know. A lot of the Australian people I don't like because I sympathize with the native people there and a lot of the dirt that they keep under wraps. I stay abreast to certain things that happen because I follow different social medias, just even if I'm not a follower of a person. I will watch it and I see what kind of dirty stuff they do over there. And these people are still dirty. But as you know, that was a refuge or whatever for the criminals. That's all the criminals went. So, I don't know. It ain't nothing about Zoo. Zoo, he might be alright. I mean, he might be alright person. He seemed like he's okay. His head, I think his head might got a little bit big. I just don't see with Harrison. Yeah, I mean, if you took that long to get Harrison out there the way he fought, I mean, the way that Harrison fought, he should have been out of there in 3 rounds. I'm telling you, Jamel Charlo would have took him out in 3 rounds. I'll see you down there, y'all, sir. Salute. Don't say salute to me 2 times. Don't you see the brother in here? You see Sir Flame up here, man. You better try to show that respect, man. What's wrong with you, y'all, sir? Yeah, he said salute, fam, at y'all, at Sir Flame. Yeah. Yeah, you better try to put it out there. So you know I started a new job. And this old guy that's training me, used to box. He showed me, picks, but I never heard of him. Okay, salute y'all. So yeah, like you don't hear of all fighters, man. Sometimes you gotta realize that a lot of fighters get blackballed anyway. Sometimes they keep fighters out of the media. If you do too much, they'll keep you out. But one thing they will do is they make sure that they register these. They make sure that you have these registered. They make sure those is registered. I'm gonna go southpaw on y'all, sir. I got a good right jab. Me and y'all, sir. I'm going southpaw on y'all, sir. Is it getting back fast enough? Y'all thought Eagle was extra slow, huh? Y'all, he old and slow. I didn't lose my reflexes. I didn't lose my speed. Now my power is in question. I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's cool, sir. Just take your time with it, man. You know what to do, brother. You got to peep those people out. Make sure those people is right. Make sure they're right fit. Hey, y'all keep me. Y'all keep us, not just me. I'm not being selfish. Y'all keep us in your thoughts, man. I'm listening out. I gotta listen to make sure. We supposed to have these wins again. I'm like, come on. What are we doing with hurricanes? Man, it ain't even making no. It's not adding up, man. It don't add up. Yeah, man done something to this earth, and however you want to call it, creator. If you want to say nature, that's on you. It's like making us pay, man. It's not like the big tree is on the other side, but there's another tree where there's some real big trees, but as long as they don't like get uprooted, I'm good. If they get uprooted, ain't nothing I can do. All I can do is just hold on, try to hide underneath a table or something. I don't know. You try to get lower than the lowest piece of heavy furniture that you got. Does that work? I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. I don't know. But it's supposed to be like tonight. So these people are saying that we're supposed to have like high winds tonight over until like for 2 days. Do you think I'm waiting for tonight before I get prepared for this heavy wind? Hell to the no. No. Their prediction, because I'm listening to the trees. I'm listening to the I'm listening to that already. It's not even night. I'm like, okay, so it's not even late. Over there where y'all sir is, it's late. You know. But over here, it's not late like that. So I got to be like peeping out. I got to be, cautious. Like what? I got to be asking questions. What's that? What? I gotta be a little bit on that paranoid. But Sir Flame says salute at y'all, sir. Yep. Harrison's performance wasn't that bad at y'all, sir. Y'all, sir, stop it. Harrison didn't even look like himself, man. I'm like, who the hell is this? It's like, did they clone him or some shit? He wasn't fighting like Harrison. I'm used to Harrison being slick. I'm gonna tell you where he made mistakes. I'm gonna tell you the 3 things that I know. And you want to have some with a synthetic or rubber bottom. And you want to have somebody, put them on and go, try them out in the ring. You want to have somebody else try them on and, see if they slipping and sliding, which one has the better grip. Because you can't, you can go in the ring beforehand, but you have to get there like way before. You could do it that way, but I would say that might have been the reason that he wasn't being slick and moving. It had nothing to do with the ring size, because you can still be slick and move. You don't need 22 feet to move around. You can still move around. If it's 18, it's only 4 feet difference. It's no big deal. You can still move around. But I don't know, his movement, he did look kind of lethargic. He didn't look like, I don't know, taking shots and trying to act like all that machismo shit. Like, you ain't got that much on the shot. He took all them uppercuts. But I don't know about Zoo's power either, though. Everybody act like he got so much power. No. I'm just saying, and I keep mentioning Charlo. Charlo would have took 2 punches to put Harrison out of there. If he had like straight, clean uppercuts like that. Like if he can get like a straight uppercut. Zoo was putting everything he had on it, and he still didn't knock him out. The ref called it off. He still didn't like put him. He still didn't concuss him. He had him dizzy. So I don't know about this guy. So I'm definitely not. I'm going against him again. When he fights Charlo, I'm going again. I'm going with Charlo. I'm going against him again. When the Aussie people start acting right, I'll start going with them. But that goes for it goes for other countries too. I'm more into politics. Or you sitting there with itis. I don't know how many people fight when they got itis. When you got food itis, you ain't fighting nobody. You tell them, hey, we'll run it later. I ain't fighting nobody, Sir Flame, if I'm full. I still gotta run that shit later, man. I saw people try to fight when they full. That's not a good sight. It's not a good sight, man. Because it looks different. The food looks different going down in your stomach than it does coming back up out your stomach. Yeah, but he looked horrible to me, to be honest. I'm just keeping it a buck. I know people were calling the fight. I was actually in Marlo's corner, and I actually was in Bruce also. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. I was in both of them, and plus I was doing my own thing. Plus I was watching the fight. And plus I left work early just so I can watch that. I didn't need to see that. I could have watched that on replay. Okay. Sir Flame said he still goes to the gym at 60. He said years old. He got pictures with the Hitman and Sugar Ray. There you go. Yeah, he probably cool. Yeah, he probably cool. Yeah, you just tell him, hey, you told him, hey, I'm in the boxing. I like to dibble dabble and pay attention to boxing and learn, and all that. That's cool. Oh, okay. He said, oh yeah. He said, oh yeah, he cool. He said we talk about boxing all the time. Most definitely going to for the Charlo by KT. He said KTFO. Hey, that's one of the Eagles' Web's favorites right there. The KT, not the TKO, but the KTFO. Oh yeah, a lot of people think it might be a little bit hard, but this guy, come on, he's gonna try to. He has see. This is the thing what people don't understand. When he fights Charlo, he has to press Charlo. He got to try to put Charlo. He got to keep Charlo on the back foot. He's not gonna sit there. He's not gonna out counter punch Charlo. Those Charlo brothers, they're good at counter punching. That's what they do. So you're gonna have to put pressure. It's a bad for me. It's a bad fight for Zoo, because he has to put Charlo on the back foot. But I'll start some shit anyway. Of course, I'm gonna start some shit and say that how Zoo will knock out Charlo or whatever else. You know me. Yeah. So the way he beats Charlo is he has to turn over and be slick. He was a little bit slick, but I have to see he has to turn over. He has to be slick like with his he's pretty accurate and pinpoint accurate with his shots. So keep that same consistency, being pinpoint with your shots, but you got to out counter the counter puncher and the puncher. I don't know. I just think the Charlo is big. I think he's not like Harrison big, tall. Harrison, he's a little bit shorter than Harrison maybe. But I think those Charlo brothers are actually compact. I think they bring a lot of power with them, just like, because they probably walk around at 190. Something like that. They got to walk around a little bit heavy. 180. 180, something like that. In between 180 and 190, I would say. But that being said, yeah, Zoo, he looked like he's the new face. He's going for the undisputed now. So we're gonna see what he can do when he gets there. Harrison looked like crap. He needs to just go ahead and hang it up because he's gonna get too old to take a rest, like a year off. Get him some jaw strengthening exercise. He needs better stamina. His team needs to work at. He needs better game plans. You went in there and you was trying to prove that, hey, you can punch. I can punch too. I can stand in here with you. You was straight legged, front footed too much. You wasn't comfortable. You should have been more comfortable. You was throwing counters sometimes, but I've seen you move better than that. Should have been moving. Should have been sticking and moving. I don't know. Maybe that ring, because that ring was slick. I saw it. I did call that out. So maybe it's because the ring was slick. You just didn't feel it that night or something. I don't know. Whatever it was, the better man won, like you said. You hate to give credit when you lose. And I don't like that sour shit. I don't like when people don't give credit. If you lose, you lose. Like, man, yeah, man, whoop my ass over there. Shit. My best friend told me I whooped his ass one time. I said, man, I ain't whoop your ass, man. You know why I told him I didn't whoop his ass? It's because when you're a kid, you whoop ass and you get your ass whooped. We kids. There's no such thing as whooping your best friend's ass when you're a kid. Oh yeah, I used to. You don't brag about shit like that. Oh yeah, I used to f you up. Nah. I said nah. I said man, you used to bloody my nose too or whatever. Just because I busted your lip and bloodied your nose, that don't mean that you lost. I got some lucky punches in or something. I don't know. It's just kid stuff. I ain't win no fights as a kid. I didn't lose no fights as a kid. Cause you're a kid. Because you take it into like a man sense of it. How would you fight? How would you fight different, knowing that what you know now. How would you fight the same person? Even the bully, how would you have fought him differently? How would you fight him differently today? Or is it worth fighting them today? Like, yeah, you used to kick my ass when I was little. Man, stop it. Stop with all the emotional shit. It's fun. It's fun to get your ass whooped when you're little. Yeah, I got my ass whooped. That's fun. You have something to talk about. You don't sound like you're a bragging person. Like, yeah, I used to fuck everybody up. Man, stop it. You ain't used to mess everybody up. Oh, coward ass. Oh, cowardly lion ass. Shut your ass up. Talking about what you used to do. You ain't used to do shit. Everybody act like they were so hard. Yeah, you hard. You ain't hard. You ain't hard. Shit, you softer than goat cheese. Stop it. Stop playing with everybody. Yeah. 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 Sir Flame said he going with that KTFO by Charlo. I'm saying Harrison was connecting with straight punches. He can't take a Charlo 1-2. Hell no, he can't take a Charlo 1-2. Not like that. Charlo is not gonna hit him with just the jab. That's what people don't understand. Is Charlo is waiting, is banking on him to catch himself. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna f him up. And see, this is already something that stuck. And I'm gonna brag on Zoo and beef him up. But I'm gonna tell you how you gonna get your ass. How you gonna end up getting your ass knocked out, Zoo. Is that lean forward shit on Charlo. Charlo's lean forward, but they lean straight. You lean forward, but you lean over. You gonna get your ass. You gonna take a mad fucking uppercut and hooked it with that leaning over shit, and that's gonna be something hard to clean up within months. You're not gonna clean that up in 6 months, cause you're already programmed to do it. And if you get tagged, then you're gonna definitely be trying to, lean on. People, I don't know. I'm not saying that you're a pushover, nothing like that, but leaning over the way that you lean over, you're going to take that, that 1-2. Let me go ahead and put it up. I know that we was in trouble. Let me go ahead and put the page up. There you go, sir. Sir, go ahead and grab your plate. You and y'all, sir. Shut your ass up. Y'all, sir, always had somebody by decision. There you go. There you guys. That's my plate. And, well, you know me. I'm a crow eater. Because I will, I don't care. In here, like when it comes to betting and money, I'm not going to just lose my money on something like Harrison versus Zoo. But in here, I'm going to pick certain people because certain people I don't like. Like, I'm going to pick against Canelo. We all picked against Canelo when he fought Bivol. Because we seen that ass kicking coming. Yeah. We seen that ass whooping coming. Oh, look at y'all, sir. Check it on my Champ Ross picks. I'm the shit. I'm the one, Eagle. What? Trey sent the picks in for me. So he know as well. Okay. All right, y'all, sir. Ain't nobody. I'm just messing with you, brothers. Don't let me get underneath your skin. If you don't let Trey X get underneath your skin, don't let me get underneath your skin. Because Trey X, man, Trey X talk more shit than the outhouse allows shit. You know what I mean? Trey X talk a lot of shit. I like Trey X. He talks a whole lot of shit. It's right up my alley talking shit. But sometimes he do a little bit too much sometimes though. But it's still okay. He don't get in my feelings, but sometimes he just do a little bit too much though. I support them, man. I even give them, every once in a while I give them something. Usually when I go in there, I give them, drop them a 20 spot or something. I usually hook him up with a little bit of something, because I like they work. He got that tongue where he be talking about, he be talking about the 3-4 combination, 6-9. He be on those combinations and shit. I don't call him out like that because different shit. Once you get past 6, they change. A lot of times they don't go by the book when it comes to in a gym, when it comes to calling out punches and stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, let me get back up. Let me get my face back up in here. Oh, you got something wrong this time? Oh shit, look at him. Y'all said, no, I got a few wrong as well. Y'all said I picked the right person, just not the method. Yeah. He said I got 11 out of 15 this week, I think. Damn, that's good though. That's good. I even know it was That many fights. Oh, that's right, y'all, because y'all do the fights for the whole week. Y'all do like Tuesday fights, Wednesday, Friday, all that. Yeah, y'all do all of them. Yeah, yeah. That's what's up. Let me see. Let me ask you because I didn't because I'm not officially on there yet. Y'all see, I got my wolf on today. Got my this one string of beads, a little small one that my brother gave me when I went down south. Um, that's it. Let me see. So I tell you, the ones that I had, the ones that I got. So the zoo, I missed that one. The Good Men, of course, I think everybody had that one. Um, you know what? I was saying Takam. Look at Takam, and Takam went and got that dub, right? What? Who was in here? Was it Michael Johnson's boxing talking more, or somebody who, or was it Jay Brown? Somebody was talking about. Y'all was talking about. He said Yako, uh, Yoka is from somewhere, from India or something. Everybody was playing Merriweather. He's from France, but everybody was saying he's from. But hey, Takam got that split decision on him. Oh shoot! I had Aziz, so I had Aziz over Fowler, or however you want to say. I had Pacheco and Davies Jr. I don't know. I think I had Foley, but I didn't know Foley was going to get the. I didn't know he was going to get the knockout though. But he got that KO. He got the TKF on. Not well, the TKO. The TKFO is different. KTFO. Yep. So, Yoka, you're a joke. You end up being a joke. Yeah. Jeez. They didn't have that undercard on there, right? What's his name? The guy. Okoye. What's his name? What was the undercard guy? The 154 pounder. What was his name? Or 160. What was his name? Okoye or something like that. He looked pretty. He looked pretty good. He wasn't throwing enough punches. He was trying to stay safe, but he was doing what he had to do. Though he did what he had to do to get the win. So I'm not mad at that. You know. So you fighters go out there. If you get the dub, you go get the dub the way that you get it. Sometimes you got to work hard to get it, and sometimes you don't have to work as hard. We got Pascal coming up in a couple of days. That's the light heavyweight Pascal. So we got him coming up. Yeah. So we're gonna see how that work out. They fight Thursday. Maybe I'll go with Pascal. I don't know. Let's see. Do I go with Pascal or do I risk eating crow? You know he got some losses, right? Yeah. But the thing about Eifert is he does have a loss though. So we'll see. But he has been getting some fights though. But you know what, Pascal done got some, he's old, man, to be out there. I'm not saying old, but he's old. And people bring up the age thing, but there's really no such. I mean, we base stuff off age, but think about it. You don't see age. What the hell is age? What the hell is time? What the hell is that? We got day and we got night. That's all I'm got. Yeah. Look, see, salute to Gil. Gil brought his ass in here. He already talked. Oh, damn. Yeah. Yeah, sir. You must not have came to the chat, man. They was talking bad about, I think it might have been Gil was talking bad about Yoka, too. But salute to Gil. Yeah. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir said, out of our guys, he said Joseph Brown and Derek Beatty doing the best. Oh, okay. Okay, y'all. So I thought Gil was the champ. I thought y'all said Gil was champ. Yeah, y'all sir said Jay Brown got first this week and his second overall. Yeah, he said, "Yeah, you picked Yoka. Yeah, you wasn't in here because they was talking bad about Yoka. They was everybody in here was talking bad about Yoka. They were saying he was fraudulent, man. You wouldn't. Hey, y'all sir, you picked the fraud. You better start paying attention in Eagles Way of Boxing. Don't listen to me. Listen to Gil and them, because I pick off emotion sometimes. Sometimes I just pick because I'm like, yeah, I don't like this country. Sometimes I got hate in my system. But most of my picks will be like legitimate. I'll pick good picks. But I'll have maybe two picks that you don't go with me on a couple of my picks, because I could have switched my pick, but I did not. The Harrison fight, I was gonna switch it, but I said nah. I was gonna switch it just because of the ring. Matter of fact, I even told everybody, I said the ring is slick. So you got to bring all your shoes and stuff. You got to bring all your shoes. Bring your leather bottom, your suede bottoms, and your rubber bottoms, synthetic bottoms, shoes when you go to these rings, just to make sure. Make sure the materials, because it might be, if it's too much advertising, you're going to need as much grip as possible. A lot of people even overlook that because your power does come from your feet on up. And if you slide and you ain't got no power. If you slide, if you throwing a punch and you slipping, there's no power. You're not planted, I think that Harrison, if he would have been planted a little better, he might have been able to do a little bit better. Planted, if the ring was one where he could move and still, get some of his planted punches off and stay on the outside like pow, 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 and just move and slick, he could have won. But like I said, that BCD shit is real. And he's on there. He might be off. No, he's not on there, but we got to put his ass back up on there. Yeah. But anyways, let me. But Gil come in here. Oh yeah. Okay. You. Yeah, sir. Another mess up. He said I had Davies Jr. Oh, you had Aziz though, huh? Oh, okay. You didn't. Okay. You had Aziz, but you had Aziz at least though. But y'all sir said, yeah, I had Davies Jr. Gil Cole said I got that Zoo Crow for on deck. Yeah, we already had it, Gil, before you got here. Hey, I had it up there. I let everybody choose off the menu. Eagle. I let everybody check the menu for about 5 minutes or so. Yep. But y'all said salute fam at Gil Cole's. I had Zoo. Yeah, he crying. Yeah, Gil Cole said that. Y'all sir 100. Yep. Y'all sir who's saying, Gil, what the F happened with Rod X? Yeah. Y'all sir again. He said you need to get him back this week. Y'all sir again said, I'm still picking you. He's sitting there crying. Yeah. Hey, there's like I said, don't pay attention to all my picks though, because some of my picks might be off of this situation. Like if there's a country that's destroying another little country or something, shit, I'm gonna go with that little country's fighter if he fighting. I'm going with him. I might not. I ain't gonna put no money on him, but I'm going with him. I want him to take one back. Yeah. But Gil Cole said, y'all, so he said Rod X got me by 10 points. I'm leading Rod X by 1 point in overall score. We're running it back this week. Yep. There we go. Y'all, sir, again said, I saw that in the Discord at Gil Cole's. You got 743. I think I got you to get it back this week. Yep. I guess she said he got to get it back this week. At y'all, sir. Hussein Rod X. He says that he's a formidable opponent, and that's what we need. We need the formidable opponents in everything we do. And I guess Sir Flame is out of here, y'all. He got started his new job, so we don't want to get him. We don't want to get the brother in trouble, nothing like that. So he's probably out. Yeah. But yeah, it was good, pretty good. I mean, it was okay action. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say the week before we had better action. I'm gonna say the action in this, like, man, I don't know, the Zoo fight. I'm not gonna say it was great for Zoo. Harrison just didn't look. He didn't look like himself from the bell, from the opening bell. He just didn't look like. He looked like, he was trying to prove too much. Like, I can stand in here with you. I'm not gonna get tired. I can stand in here with this heat. The zoo stepped it up on his ass a little bit. He was throwing everything he could, no punches. But Harrison, like I said, one thing he might got BCD, but he didn't go down though. I mean, like he didn't just crumble and fall on his face. He got up. It was like he was still rocked, yeah, which is dangerous. If you rock like that, I mean, if you still dizzy like that, it's probably, they probably need to cancel your shit. Yeah, but he said he got all his faculties and shit before the fight, so I don't know if he got them or not. I'm like, maybe you need to assess what you're doing, brother. You pretty much got your ass whooped up in there. I mean, we can say that you got your ass whooped. So, if you're gonna come back, make sure you come back doing something. Come back doing something that we can respect. But I think you're not gonna make it back to you're not gonna be champ again. And yes, you have some type of fountain of youth for some shit. Because it's going to take you, to get back in the picture, it's going to take you about 3 years. I'm sorry. It's going to take 3 years. And yes, you just pop back up. And yes, you just destroy somebody. Like you destroy somebody in the top 5. Then you get a shot at somebody in the top 2, 3. Then yeah. You can do it, but yeah, I just don't see that happening. I see you barely winning fights or something like that, so I don't know. Gil Cole said, tell Sir Flame to clock out and do a no call, no show tomorrow. Shit, y'all, Sir Flame just got that job, man. I wouldn't put that on my brother, man. He went through some shit last year, remember? He was going through some stuff with his car and all that. If you remember, he was going through some shit with the mechanic, man. I had to try to talk to him from here to calm him down a little bit. We don't want Sir Flame. We don't want none of my people in here in trouble, man. I don't want myself in trouble, man. We trying to stay off the list. I might be in trouble now. I don't even know. Shit, I don't answer my door like that. I'll be peeping out. I see you, Lala D. Lala D, she said, Asante. She got the hearts up good. Yeah. Y'all, sir, said we was talking about them that night, remember? At Gil Cole's, yeah. Lala D, there we go, y'all. So, Mrs. Hussein. Miss Hussein, I know you hear me in the background. Y'all, sir, up to his old antics again. He talking about hello at Lala. He got that face up. I don't like him putting that smiley face up like that. Lala D said, yes, sir. She got the face up, too, with the hearts in the fire. Yeah. That was the fire is for Sir Flame. Lala D also Gil Cole's. And also, Lala D is at Sir Flame with the heart's good. In the flame. In another heart. Yeah. Yeah, we got a love-hate relationship. Sometimes she'll give me 4 hearts. Sometimes she may give me 1, 2. Sometimes, I don't know, I might be missing a heart, She just take my heart sometimes. Yeah. But she's more or less consistent, though. Yeah. Y'all, sir, he laughing. He said, yeah. Yeah, ego troublemaker, man. Yeah, I'm a snitch, man. You thought I wasn't? You think I won't tell? I tell shit, man. That's my job. I am a storyteller. That's what I do. I go and tell shit on people. Nah, y'all know better than that. I'm Tyrone from the block. Kevin from the corner. Kevin from the corner ain't gonna never tell nothing. Kevin from the corner. I don't know, man. The one that always tell is Bobby. Bobby tells all the time. Bobby always telling some shit. Can't keep his mouth shut. Nah, Cornerstone Kevin ain't telling nothing. Tell him Kev. Kev ain't saying shit. Bobby always telling some shit because he running around. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's kind of cold talk, but it's not. For those who know, you know. But like I said, y'all keep your thoughts out for us, man. Over here, man. I'm over here on the west, man. They talking about 2 days of strong wind, man. I don't know about you, but 70 plus mile an hour winds that ain't nothing to play with when you talking about trees and coastlines and stuff like that. And then plus loose soil because of all this rain. Man, we about to get bombarded, y'all. That wind is gonna be throwing rocks at people's cars and everything else, man. Oh well, ain't nothing. I can't do nothing about it. I tried to tell somebody like a month or so ago. You know, okay, because the first storm, okay, New Year's Eve. That's when we first started having storms. A little bit, maybe a little bit before that. So 3 months we've been having like these storms. And after the first storm, a couple of weeks we had a good day, and then I said that somebody said we're supposed to have, longer storms than this, and then after that we're supposed to have even longer storms than that. And somebody, nah, don't believe that. You believe that? I said no. I said I don't believe it. I said, but I don't unbelieve the shit either. You know what I mean? I said I don't unbelieve it either. Lala D, I'm looking at the bottom before I read everything else. You said you'll be finding something, but I'm gonna tell you something. I am close to places that had like disasters and stuff, and plus where I live, my block floods. So my block floods, and part of a tree did come down for that last windstorm that we had. So part of a tree came down. It's a pretty big ass tree too, in which I got to drive past it. But I don't have to drive past it at night. I can look to make sure, and that's about it. I'm kind of surrounded by some big woods. Not too bad. But one thing about me is I can more or less, peep the situation. I can go and look and see what's going on. All I got to do is go up the steps and look out, and I can see more or less what's going on. But I just don't like. I love wind if it's consistent. Like, I don't know, maybe up to 50 mile an hour. When you start talking about like 75, 80, 90, 100 mile an hour winds, that's too much wind for me. And then last time we had these little swirling winds along with that straight wind. That's too much. That's too much. I don't want to mess with it. Yeah. Okay, here go Lala D. I got to you now, Lala D, because Gil Cole said, okay, Gil Cole said, y'all, sir, I should have listened to Trey X, yep. But anyway, Gil Cole's again said, hey, Lala D or something, a funny story. She said, I left a comment on the channel that Jermel would defeat Tim Zoo. I got attacked with comments from Tim Zoo fans. You're supposed to. You're supposed to get attacked. Because let's keep it a buck for real. Let's keep it a buck right now. And I want numbers from at least 3 of y'all. Since at least three of y'all are commenting, at least 3 of y'all I need numbers from. For everybody, do you feel that Tony Harrison was at his best when he fought Tim Zoo? Put up a 1. If you think he was at his best, he's in his prime. If you thought he was at his best. If you think he was he, or put up a 1 if you think he was at his best. Put up a 2 if you think he was at least in as good a shape, like mentally and physically, as when he fought Charlo the second time. Let's see it. Let's see it. So that's what I want. But a lot of the effort you get, you go into different forums and you starting shit, and everybody ain't trying to put up with you. So of course they go threaten you and attack you. That's good. Don't you like to be attacked? It's fun. Somebody got to be the mean. Somebody got to be the troublemaker. You got to go to pages and get attacked. That's good. I get attacked. I don't get attacked enough sometimes. I used to get attacked in here all the time, but I haven't visited any pages for a while. Yeah, I'll go see what you say, but a lot of times I don't go. I think Gil sometimes. Gil, you're gaming sometimes, right? But y'all sorry that Gil Coles, he said I had the same ones, even though I effed up with the flags, thinking that Mexico one was Italy. See, I must have been high as F, but it worked out. Yep. But Lotta said I'll be fine. Yeah, I read that again. Yeah, so Hussein said Lotta D. Let the zoo fanboys have their moment. Said you raining on their parade and shit. Uh, and here comes Derek Beatty starting his shit already. You late eagle. Stop it, Derek. Um, yeah, we just talked bad about you before you got back in here. So I said, and I maintain this, that the zoo winning this fight, that they had the confetti falling down and all that shit. That's that because think about it. If they celebrating that high, that's his big celebration. That's it. They act like he got all the money, all the straps, everything. Nah, all that they sending him off. It's like a parade before you get your ass whooped. You about to get your ass whooped. But I'm gonna praise you, and I'm probably gonna say how you're gonna beat Charlo. I'll put it down. We'll probably do because that's a good fight. So we'll look at it. We'll look at the discussion. But I just want to see if you feel like Harrison, because to me Harrison, the way he wasn't fighting right. He just looked like a shell. He didn't look like. And if it takes you 9 rounds, 10 rounds to beat a shell, and then you about to fight for undisputed, come on. It wasn't much of a test for Zoo. Like people act like it was such a big test. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that much of a test. Sorry, it just wasn't. In my estimation, it was not. Yeah. Yeah. But Derek in here starting his shit. We get hurricanes down here. Gil say go walk it off. I ain't walking out in that shit, Gil. He said walk it off. Yeah, I'm gonna walk it off. Did daylight savings time mess you up? Yeah, daylight savings time got me. I don't change nothing, man. I don't change no clocks. You know how I found out it was daylight savings time is when I looked at my clock on my phone. I said what? Because it was the same. It was the same time as on my stove, and my stove is like an hour ahead in the winter. I'm not gonna change my stove clock. I'm not gonna be, man. Come on, who does that shit? Who manually changes clocks back and forth? Man, I'm not going through that dumb shit. When there ain't no such thing as time anyway. And I'm feeding all into it. Yep. Lala said, "Yeah, sir. Speaking of wrong flags, remember Arislani Laura fought in Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican trunks instead of Cuban." I laughed so hard. He said nobody caught it. It was probably too late to fix them. But the thing about it, Lala D, is he had those trunks made. It wasn't on him. It was on whoever made his trunks effed up. You see what I mean? But Lala D said yes. Yeah, she said y'all sir facts 100. Gil Coles is at Derek Bailey with the 100. Lala D is at Derek Bailey. Derek Bailey, Derek gave him a heart. Don't give him nothing. Lala D said hell to the no. I guess she was referring back to when I said that he was like in the best shape and looking good. Gil Cole's full of shit. Gil Cole put up a 2. Like he said he was just as good. You know, he was just as good as he was against Charlo in number 2. Nah. He didn't look strong or nothing. He didn't look like he looked like he had zero offensive answers for Zoo. I'm sorry. He just looked like it. But that's your expression. I'll take it. No way I didn't he said I didn't clock that. As you can see, I get my flags mixed up easily as well. I do too. There's too many damn flags, man. I get them mixed up. You know which flags I get mixed up the most? Mexican, Italian, France, and them freaking all y'all's flags over there. All them Aussie, British, and all that Kiwi shit and all that. What's the other one? New Zealand. I get all that shit mixed up. I'm like, whose flag is this? Because y'all got the same. Y'all got like your flags are so close to each other. I never mess up the Brazilian flag. I never mix up the Ghanaian flag, the Canadian flag. I never mix up the Korean flag, the Chinese flag, or the Japanese flag. Who else? There's certain flags you don't mix. German flag, no. There's certain flags you don't mix up. But then there's certain flags you mix up. Yeah. Derek Beatty said, peace to the queen at Lala D. Y'all, Sir Hussein said, salute fam at Derek Beatty. Gil Cole's put up the 2 and already, I slapped it out the air already, but he might be. Yeah, but Derek Beatty said, salute at Gil Cole's and y'all, sir. Lala D is crying, laughing. She's laughing out loud. Derek said, minus 100. Yeah. Derek Beatty said, salute at Eagles Web finally. Styles make fights, and styles make no fight also, Gil. So make sure you quote that from Eagles Web. The styles make fights, and styles make no fight. Y'all, Sir Hussein said, how long will Charlo have a layoff if he was to fight Zoo later on this year? Whereas Zoo had a more than a good tune-up fight after about a year layoff. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care who Tim Zoo fights to fight Charlo. Like Gil just said, styles make fights and styles make no fights. Charlo might have just wanted to rest too, though. He might not have needed as much time out, but he said he'll be ready. He said the hand is going to come back even stronger. So if the hand's going to come back even stronger and he's going to fight probably in September, in the summer. The summer's not that far away because we just started spring. Summer starts in 3 months. So 3 or 4 months. No kidding, Cynthia. That's my point. Someone messed up his trunks. Yeah, I know somebody messed up his trunks. Yeah, that, and he should, and matter of fact, he should have got his money back off of them. Whoever messed his trunks up. So I gotta wear this shit out. There's, you know, the worst thing in fashion, Lala D. No, there's no such thing as time, Gil. No, there's no such thing as time. When did time start? Okay, so if there's such thing as time, you have to have a starting point, right? Anything that exists, there has to be a starting point, right? So give me the starting point of time. When you're birthed, there's a starting point. That when you're birthed, you don't even know that. Conception, you don't even know when that exactly was. Your father might, but you don't. When you're born, it's always a guess. They guess around 8.9 months, whatever. They always guess when they, and they want you to be born at a certain time. You're not even supposed to be born. There's a lot of things that they do that I try to discuss with people, but some people still don't get it. Just like when you cut off an umbilical cord and they publicize it. Anytime they publicize something, they're lying. Or something they're not supposed to do. You ain't supposed to be cutting off no umbilical cord from no baby. You're not. Simple as that. That's a fact, whether you think it is or not. But no, there's no such thing as time. When did time start? We start at a certain, what they call time is because they put a clock in front of you. But then if time exists, why is it different all over the world? If it exists. Why do some people, you got your Ethiopia, I think it's Ethiopia, aren't they in the year 2014? How are we in 2014 and they're in 2000, how are they in 2014, you're in 2023? Make it make sense. Something's not making sense. If there's 365 days in a year and then sometimes there's 366, how? Every 4 years, how do you leap? Y'all, see, the thing is once you have an education, you listen and you believe everything that's told to you because some man told you some bullshit and you believe it. There's no such thing. You can't have a leap year. Do the animals go by leap year or just man? Or who? Who all goes by? Does everybody go by leap year? Why does Arizona not have a jump in their time? If time exists, why can you move it? You can't move something if it exists in itself. Time can be moved backwards and forward. Name something else that can be moved backwards and forward. Everything flows. The earth flows. The earth moves. You know what I mean? The ocean, the waves, the wind. Everything has its own movement. It just doesn't just stop. Well, you just go back and start over. There's no go back and start over. If time existed, you wouldn't. If time existed, you wouldn't be able to stop it, start it over, go backwards. There's no such thing. Stop. If you fell for it and you still believe in that, and you still believe in Santa Claus and all that, then that's okay. Some fat guy just leaving presents and all that, it don't exist. Certain things don't exist. Even if you grew to think that they exist, they don't. They're fantasies. Anyway, uh, Swiss and Sweden I always mix up. Oh, Swiss and Sweden, their flags. Yeah. What's an example of styles that make no fights? Here we go, Gil Code. Styles make no fight. When somebody just get blown out the water, that's a style that didn't make a fight. How's that a fight? That's one side of it. Now you can have two styles that is just like everything is null and voided. Like everything I do, null and voids what you do. Everything I do, null and void. It just ends up being a draw or a boring fight. So style makes no fight. That's what I mean when I say styles make fights and styles make no fight. Right? Because sometimes the styling issue is one that is subjective with a lot of people. So my opinion may not be your opinion. When it comes to styles make fights. I'm thinking that the Zoo's style for Charlo he's made to order. He's made to order for him. He has to go get the belts. Do you guys forget that? He can't fight on the back foot. He has to come forward. They already know that. So they're preparing for somebody who's coming forward. There's no plan B. The plan B is to outbox Charlo or something? You got to come forward. Even if you outbox them, you got to come forward. That's the thing. Sometimes when you're set, like, you can have styles that make fights and stuff, but when you're set, like, you have an object in your mind, like, I got to get this win. How do you get the win? You got to go this way. There's no going backwards to get this win. Simple as that. Yeah. Lala D said there's so many flags with the UK. She said flag within their flag. That's confusing example. Yeah, New Zealand, Australia. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Just to name 4. Yep. Said there more. That's what that always screws me up. I'm like, what the hell is this British flag doing in everybody's flag? We don't even do that. We do it with the colors though. So United States is smart. So how many flags? So that's a good question. How many flags do we have on this earth for countries that have red, white, and blue in them? I think that's going to be more than any of them. Yep. Derek said that Asia don't have daylight savings time either. Yeah, but Derek said right to Lala. Gil, of course, laughing. So Lala D always so Asante. I'm confused. Not trying to argue because you're probably right, but why do 90% of women have their babies in 9 months? In 9 months' time, if the time doesn't exist, why do we age? Aging has nothing to do with time. How do you count? To give you an example. So how do you count the age of a tree? Do you count it with time? Or do you do a coring of that tree and you count rings? They got trees here that are thousands of years old, hundreds of years old. Can you look at a tree and say, oh, that tree's 300 years old? Can you tell how old it is? But you can look at people. A lot of times you can see how old they are. When you talk about, but that has nothing to do with time. That has to do with decay. The way that we consume stuff, we decay ourselves right away. They teach us to decay ourselves. Because one of the first things that they even put babies on what they call formula, in which they've been doing this for 60 years, 70 years, whatever. They put babies on formula. Like nature didn't give mom the formula to feed her own children. So they have to make a formula. Why are you putting a baby on a formula? And what is formula? Why does that sound so scientific? Formula. It's going to form the baby all right. It's going to form the baby as as a clone of the other ones that's on this so-called formula. You're not allowed to eat specifically the way that you need to eat. You were never taught. Some of the they you are a packaged food person. Most of your food, 99% of your food comes from a plant. And a lot of stuff now they're trying to make it seem like people are trying to eat healthier. Where they say, well, you could eat these plant-based foods. So what is plant? With this confusing language, which you don't understand what a plant is, has nothing to do with the greenery you see outside. When it says it's plant-based, that means they're basing everything in a plant, a manufacturing plant. So all your food is manufactured. It's in a plant. And so that's why you that's why you seem to, after a while, you just start decaying. All the animals start to decay. Everything just decays and age. So when you say age, it's just something that was put on us, but we don't age the way we're supposed to. Because even when you look at elephants, you don't see an elephant. If you look at an elephant, you don't see an elephant like, if there was a 20-year-old elephant and a 40-year-old elephant, what's the difference? I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it's a male elephant. Maybe tusk. But they don't just sit there and, and decay. It depends. Certain animals decay like that. Now, if you look at like a turtle, real slow and methodical, tortoise, the grand tortoise. They live for hundreds of years, right? What do they look like? They're just bigger. Same thing with whales. They killed a whale, and they found a ancient spear in the whale. So there was an ancient spear in the whale. So they said, oh shit, this whale had to be, because of the ancient spear, that the whale had to be, hundreds of years old. And before they finally got him, before they finally killed him. But we don't confuse, don't confuse aging with, has nothing to do, it's not a time thing. Everybody wants everything everybody wants everything to be time, but it's time is some shit that they use to pressure you. Everything is timed to pressure you. Just like I was talking about the umbilical cord. So what about the umbilical cord? There's still nutrients in that placenta that the baby needs to circulate through his body. But they take the baby off of that. Just like they try to put the baby on formula, because the first milk that the mom gives the baby is full of those things that's going to help boost that baby's immune system. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be a pediatrician or nothing like that, but you have to think that just because you do it doesn't mean that it's something that you should do. And just because somebody says it doesn't mean that it's something. So if you got rid of all the clocks today, what time would it be? Who would decide if every clock that's disappeared just went blank right now? Every clock. Who would do the reset? Who would you trust to do the reset of time? Because even if you look at the sun and earth and moon, we have periods. So if you told me that it's a period, then I would appreciate that, and I would just respect that a lot more than if you told me something about time. Everything has like there's a certain period. There's a snow period sometimes. There's this period where it's going to rain certain places. Some places stay relatively the same. So is their time different than ours? So it's a great subject, and maybe we'll get into it more one time, like not on this forum, but maybe we'll talk about it more one time. But there's no time. There's no such thing as time. Aging and all that, we age different than we should. We were given so many years, that we're supposed to have. But sometimes those are taken away. And some people never get to age. I lost family members before they were even 18 years old. I don't like to put all that stuff out here. You know, I don't like to put all that stuff out there, but I'm just saying. So periods of periods, for me, I have more respect for periods than I do for somebody saying, because you guys are, so you're on the East Coast. So right now it's almost 5:30 because you're on the East Coast. What does that mean? So that means I'm talking into you into the future, and you're talking to me back into the past. So you are 3 hours older or more than me. You have experienced, for today, you have experienced 3 more hours of life or whatever. I don't know. It just sounds too weird to me. It sounds like some kind of made up bullshit to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Because if I talk to you on the phone, oh, yo, how's it in the future? Even when they do the New Year's thing, they do all the countdown. Oh, it's New Year's here. And don't you know that's screwed? Because when you say, oh, I hope we make it to New Year's, don't you know it's already New Year's in places like Australia is already New Year's? A couple of days before it's New Year's here. So that means you already made it. It's like, man. But if you listen to them, if you listen to this whole thing about time, then you get all confused. Somebody give me, since you're math, since you're into science and stuff, somebody give me what is the math behind time anyway? Somebody give me that. What is the formula for time? What is the formula for time? Because remember, they got formulas. When you come into the earth, you got a formula. And you think that are those formulas healthy for your baby? It's just that this world is so sad. But anyway, let me go. And Lala D. So back to your question about the 9 months, which is actually 9 moons. It's not necessarily 9 moons. When you have your baby, it's not necessarily 9 moons. I did not last. I probably shouldn't be here, but I'm here because I didn't go 9 months. I went like, 4 months, something like that. I don't even know. I went 4 or 5 months, something like that. I know other people who went like 4 or 5 months. But, so a lot of those people, for me, they're blessings to be here. But the whole 9 moon thing is something that they tried to induce. I don't even want to talk about the 9 as much. I'll just ask you something simple. When you look at a 9, is there any other numbers that look like 9? Okay, I'll just put it that. So if you want to say that's cold, then that's cold. But anyway, so 9 months. So I want 9 moons. You are supposed to, as a child, if you understand, like when they say the baby's late, they're going to induce. What the hell does that mean? What you mean you're inducing labor? Why would you induce something? That baby's cooking. Let that baby cook as long as he need to cook. Because what they don't want you to see, if that baby cook long enough, that baby may even do stuff, is going to be doing stuff that other babies ain't going to be doing. Like that baby's maybe walking at 4 months old. You say, well, how you do it? Look, I'm not going to explain everything to you. That baby might be walking it might be talking at before a year old. You see? But to put babies on formula and to induce labor and all that stuff, to cut the umbilical cord, take a lot from that baby and you retard the development of that baby. I'm just going to say that. And if you don't think that's a fact, then you don't have to think it's a fact. Yep. Derek Baker's on Lala. So he said, yeah, Eagle, what Lala said. I know what she said, and I just went over that right now. So 9 moons is not necessarily, it's not what you think it is. It's just they induce in everything like, oh, the baby's late. The baby ain't late. Decay. So as we get older, our bodies more rotten than people younger than us. Everybody attacking something. No, I'm not saying it like, I'm talking about decay does not mean rotten. Okay, it doesn't mean rotten, Lala D. It just means that everything stops for when I, in my words, it means that your functionings and stuff, they start to quit certain things, like because of the abuse that your body takes, like your arteries and stuff like that, because of all the abuse, and you never fasting and never cleaning it out. Yeah, it's just, they start to harden and everything else. It's just a fact. It's just what happens. It's just that these people never wanted you. When I say these people, take it for however you want to take it. They don't want you to live. They want to control everything you do. They want to control the way that you live and what you. So somebody dispute what I said about plant-based. Somebody dispute what I said that 99% of the food you got is processed that you take into your house, even if you're farming or growing your stuff. Somebody just tell me. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that they didn't make a pyramid of what kind of food you should eat, how many grains you should have and all that, and how much meat you need, how much protein you needed and all that. I don't eat no protein. I don't eat protein. So now what? Some made up bullshit. Just like I said, if all the clocks went out right now, and just for, let's say for instance, and we don't know the time because time is made up, they just went out. But let's, just so you don't get too confused, let's say that it went out for 443 minutes. That's how. And there was no clock that was running that they had. Who would decide what time it is? Who? Answer that question, and then I can go back to your time, and I can say, okay, so make me a believer of the person that you're going to trust to get you set back on time, so that way I can be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Make yourself right about that, and then I'll open up that discussion about time. Anyway. Derek said, or a turtle even. Yeah. Yoko's laughing. Lola D said she loves turtles. They so damn cute. And then Derek back, he said beat me to it, Eagle. I'm supposed to beat you to it, Derek. This is my spot. Eagle would have been smoking that sage again. No, I haven't done it. I haven't cleansed or anything with no sage or nothing like that. No. Yes, this is why you are always late starting the show 100. Yeah. There you go, Lola D. It's a 6. You got it. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, we'll discuss. I just probably got it. I need Derek Beatty to start this show where me and Derek Beatty can do this talk show. But Derek won't do it. That's on a different forum. I'm waiting for Derek. Time equals distance divided by speed. Okay, so distance divided by speed, then what if nobody's speeding? Then what? Then what is the definition of time? If you have no speed. Give me how fast is the Earth moving, supposedly? And then out of orbit and everything else, you put all that shit into your mind and figure out who figured all that shit out. But answer my question. Who are you going to allow to reset time for you? Who would you trust to reset the time for you? And there's other formulas for time too, but that's a good one. That's for travel. That's for traveling, the way that Derek has it there. Yep. And all this stuff where you talk about miles and kilometers and all that, Gil, give me the formula of how do you change centigrade to Kelvin, and how do you change Kelvin to Fahrenheit? Give me the formulas for that. And you trust that shit. So 0 degrees Celsius is approximately 32 degrees Fahrenheit. How's that? Why is the scale so different? And how do you figure it out? How do you switch? How do you reverse? Just those two. I won't even do Kelvin. So just from Celsius, give me the formula from turning Celsius into Fahrenheit. Give me that. we'll get back on boxing. I like this. This is an interesting subject because I just want to slay a couple of people in here. So give me that formula. What about even liters and stuff like that? Liters and the ounces. Tell me that. Explain that to me. Explain pounds versus kilograms. Explain that. And you lost count. How do you determine what time it is? How do you, since you didn't want to put it on, somebody else? How do you do it? How do you do that? Yeah, but y'all starts crying, laughing. Derek said they use the sun to tell time, but the sun is different everywhere you go, though. Derek, depends on what point on Earth. So everybody, explain this one to me, because I'm gonna kill this one. You guys are easy to kill when it comes to certain subjects. When you try to mess with ego, it's certain stuff. Because my people have always gone by, the moon. They've always gone by the moon and the sun. That's how we determine seasons and everything else. We go by the moon and the sun, the positioning of the stars and stuff like that. That's how we determine at certain points. So those stars will have a certain point in the sky. The sun will have a certain point in the sky. The moon will have a certain point in the sky. And that's how we determine what season it is. But what I'm asking you is, even if you take the sun, and we don't know how many moons that we weren't able to tell what time it is, who is going to accurately reset the time all over this earth? Who would you trust to reset the time for it to be accurate? And if time is a point, if it's only a point, if that's what it is, it's a measurement. So if you're in Florida and I'm here in California, so you're telling me that you're at 6 p.m. and so that's a measurement. So from where I'm at to where you are, that's the measurement, right? So you're at a point that's 4 hours different, 3 hours difference. So if I got there in 1 hour, what does that say about your time? Or if I got there instantly? So I went into the future instantly. I'm just asking, who resets the clock? Who resets you guys' time? You're on this time thing. Who resets it? There's nobody that wants to answer that question. No definitives. There's no Einsteins around right now. Who resets y'all's time? So we can go further. We can't go no further if you can't tell me who can reset your time. You can recalibrate your radar detector, right? You can reset stuff. You can always reset stuff, right? Who resets the time for the Earth? If this thing is so accurate, there's no such thing as time, because you have to have, there's points. There's a beginning point and there's an end point. You ever heard of this? They call it alpha and omega, stuff like that. I know a lot of y'all don't believe in creation and stuff like that, but it's even a lot of the smart ones, they talk about that there has to be a beginning, there has to be a point, there has to be a beginning point, and there has to be a end point. Even when the sun comes up and down, when it makes this circle around, there's a point. There's a certain point. And it's making different points all over the earth. It doesn't make the same point. Like right now, if you look out your window, do you see the sun? And right now, like you're on another side, so you're hearing back into the past, because I'm speaking from the past, because I haven't made it to where you are. Since you believe in time, I haven't made it to where you are yet. You hear a fire truck out there? So you hear the fire truck, right? But you're hearing that from the past, because I haven't made it to your time yet. Make it make some kind of sense, man. But Derek says, They use the sun to tell. They use the sun to tell time. Yeah, but it's the sun. But it's more or less for seasons, and it's not for. It's for a certain point. It's like for a point in time of the sun and the moon separate day and night. That's all. It's day and then there's night. There's day and then there's night. There's a different point. There's a point where it's day and there's a point where it's night. There's a point where it's day. There's a point where it's night. A point when it's day. A point when it's night. Now you can argue and fight with me if you want to, but I'm not really arguing. I'm just expressing. We don't see everything on the same spectrum. There are things happening around us that we do not see. And there's some things, Derek Bailey, I'll talk to you about that later, but there's some things that you see and some things that you see that you thought you saw, but you did see, but you wasn't supposed to see. But anyway, Lala D said the sun is for me. I wouldn't know by when the sun rises outside my bedroom window. I'll be off by a few minutes at most. And see, those are points. And those points change all year round, Lala D. Eagles Webb takes cold showers. Nah, I take hot showers. I can't take cold showers. I want to take cold showers. I want to. It's better for your skin, but I can't. I just can't do it. Because man done made this hot water shit. So now, I used to like when I was a kid. I used to like cold showers, but I can't take them now, man. That shit had me shivering. Like, I want to take cold showers though. They said Derek Bay. Oh, you already answered it. Duh. She said, Derek Bay at Lala. Lala says she lost sounds. Asante, you have to play fair. You moved the goalposts. You clearly asked, how do we reset time? I'm saying, how do you reset time all over? I didn't say this at your house. I'm talking about who do you, Derek, did you hear what I said? I said, who do you trust to reset the time for everybody, Lala D? Not just for you, but who do you trust to reset the time? You asked, how do we reset time? Everyone all over the world will reset their own time by the sun. We'll be back on track. You'll be back on track because of the sun. So some people will set it today. Let's say, for instance, this is the day that we reset. So some people are going to reset the time today. Some people is overcast and cloudy or snowing for like 2 more months, and they can't reset. So once they reset, we're going to all be back on track. The ones that's having rain, because since you have to set your time up with the... And what about the ones that fall backwards in time? What's that about then? You still haven't answered that one. You guys aren't answering nothing. What about the fall back in time? Or we're going to fall back, or they're set, like, they're 2 days ahead of us. Well, really? So if the sun, if you reset see, Lala, you helping my point. You helping me kill you. Watch me kill Lala D, Derek Bailey. So if the sun is allowing you to reset the time, so you mean Australia? Do they get the sun 2 days before we get the sun? Or do they get the sun every 2 days? How does that work with them? How do they reset their clocks too? So they're going to be 2 days ahead of us? Or how do they set that? Do they have to check with us? Are they going to have to check with us to make sure so they're 2 days ahead of us? Are they going to check, well, what day is it in America? Okay, so it's Tuesday there. So, okay, so it has to be Thursday here. How are they going to figure that out? So now you got the time part, but isn't the days, aren't that part of time too? Gil said, I think I see smoke come out of Eagles Web ears. Struggling to understand the concept of time. There's a concept. You can have a concept, don't mean it's real. Doesn't mean real. The sun, that's probably why they block the sun and make fake suns like in China. You think China had a fake sun? You believe that? You think man has enough power to make a fake sun and send it up in space? You think that's what they were sending up there? Okay, Lala D said, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Derek Beatty, maybe you're the only one that understands what I'm saying. Sir Flame would understand, but he's working right now. Y'all, sir, may understand a little bit. But answer that question. Okay, so you reset your time. Nah, there's no fake sun. What keeps it up? What keeps the fake sun up there? You talking about that little launch thing they did and all that? There's no fake sun. Stop it. There's no fake suns. They're reflections of the sun. Don't you know that the sky actually reflects? People don't understand that. It reflects. The sun, you reflect. If you could see, sometimes you can see rings around the sky and stuff. It reflects. It reflects the light. It's just like having a glass. Like if you have a glass, you have a glass bowl, and you have one light source for that bowl. It's gonna if you were small enough, you would see lights all over that bowl. Like you would think, oh, that's a light over there. Oh no, there's a light over there. There's no fake sun. Man, don't have you give China and these places, you give them too much credit. Don't have that kind of power. They would kill themselves if they tried to launch a fake sun. You know how far back you would have to be to launch something with that kind of power? To even lift something with that kind of, you know how far away you would have to be? If you were in China, you would probably have to be all the way over here to launch it. How you going to control it? With cameras and stuff? Stop. You got to stop believing everything you hear. Y'all still believe in Santa Claus and all that shit, the Easter Bunny. Y'all stop believing in all this dumb shit. You believe in Tim Zoo, but he going to come over and get TKFO. But I'm going to be all over him. I'm going to boost him up anyway. But nobody's told me about the time reset in Australia and everywhere else. All over. You don't say the sun. It's not going to work. Don't look at your clocks. This is how you do it. Is you document, like right now, what time it is. And then tomorrow you document what time it is based on sun and moon. You just base it like that. You do that for a whole, what they would call the whole 13 moons. Because 13 moons is not 12. So 13 moons, you do that. And then you might be up to something. But then you got to do that for at least 4 years. You can't do it just 1 year. You got to do it at least 4 years. And you say, okay, so it's about this time. And then just don't even look at the clock. And then look at the sun. You could put like little, that would be something if you had a room that got the sun from sunrise to sunset, and you could put little points of what time it is all over there for the year. That would be cool to do that. And then that way you could be able, when the sun shines a certain way, it's it's about 6 something, and you'd be able to look at it like that. Yeah, but I know a lot of y'all lost your own self because don't kill your own argument if you're going to say it's that time is a measurement. Because if time is a measurement, then the measurement has to be off. Then, if the measurement tells me that you're 2 days ahead of me, and we're on the same plane. That's why they call airplanes aeroplanes. That means they are going in the aero, which is in the space, over a plane. Aeroplane. There are no spherical planes. They're aeroplanes. They go over the plainness of the earth. They put the facts right in front of you with their language, and what happens is it kills you. The facts kills you. You cannot understand the facts that they put right in front of your face. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You don't understand that they put the plain facts right in front of you. They put it right in front of you. They tease you. What these people do is they trick you. And you notice I don't never mention who the people is, but they trick you into believing a lot of their stuff. And they can't believe that when they do certain stuff right in front of you, and you have no reaction, they're like this, like, oh shit, they didn't do nothing. They don't care that we did this. Anytime they destroy something, when they contaminate your food, when they sell you poison, they go like this, like, oh shit, the community, they didn't do nothing. They do more shit, and you do the same thing again. They do this again, like, oh shit, oh, they didn't do nothing. They keep calling society's bluff, and society just keeps putting their head down like, okay, that's it. Because nobody, like I said, nobody answers any of the questions. I bring some simple questions. I said, who is the United States? Who are the states of America? Who are they? Even when you go to court, when they got such and such state against you, who's against you? Where's the state? Who? I thought the state, isn't the state the actual landmass, or is it the state of mind? And who is that state of mind that takes you to court, that puts you in the prison and everything? Who is this state? Who is they? Who are they? Who is the state that you hurt? But let's go to boxing, because nobody can answer the questions. The whole time thing, there is no such thing. There is no time. Sorry. Because if you're measuring time, then show me the measurement. That you already killed your whole argument by those a measurement, like centimeters and all that. This is a made up shit. A centimeter is made up shit. Inches is some shit that man made up, based off of what? Go look at the history of it. That's why they call shit metrics. It's just almost like matrix. Metrics. Metrics is the same thing as matrix. The metric system is what the whole Earth matrix is made up of. And we're probably the only ones that said, no, we ain't going to go with the matrix. And so we don't go with the matrix, because we feel like we're the makers of the matrix. And so we do shit like miles and cups and shit like that. We do tablespoons and cups and ounces. But who came up with that shit? Right? Don't try to take me and ring me out like I don't know. Just because you don't know, and you're today's years old when you found out there's no such thing as time. There's points. There had to be a beginning. There had to be some kind of a beginning. But there's not a time, brother. There's not a time, sister. Thought you had me shook. Oh, he shook Eagle. He's struggling. I'm not struggling. How am I struggling? But anyway, the fights, yeah. I guess this just popped up right in there from the Premier Boxing Champions. That Tibbs sends a message to Jermell Charlo. Who cares? Don't really care. We don't care about your messages. You're gonna get your ass whooped. You might not get beat completely up, but you probably will take quite an ass whooping. You're gonna take some punishment for sure. Because you got to come in and just beat Charlo up. And that's what your team didn't think about that yet. So, but Jean Pascal is going to fight for an IBF title eliminator. And he's 40 years old, man. He's coming to come get that done. Okay. And you know, because he's probably in better shape now, though, because this fight was actually postponed until this month, so because of the COVID, so. But Pascal done been through so much shit, though. Tell me he been arrested for drunk driving and all that. But then again, you gotta realize your color, brother, and where you living at. You still in America. Canada is America. There's a lot of people just don't understand that whole thing that America, the new. Where you at, Derek Bailey? Because Lala D believing in fake suns and all that, and time, and nobody could. When did time start? If it's a measurement, because the Earth came from a big explosion, right? What time was that? A big explosion. The only thing's exploding is people's minds, because they got people's minds all twisted. Derek Bailey, how do I get myself into these things? Just over certain discussions, like people don't understand, because nobody fought. You see how people fight with me about certain stuff, but when I talked about baby formula, when I talked about that they are producing your food in plants, they're just feeding you. They're feeding you pellets. It's no difference. So you cook your pellets up. Big deal. They still feeding you with pellets. That's what they do. That's how these people, that's how they operate. They encapsulate you in houses and everything else. Houses are for shelter. Houses are for getting you out of the elements. and maybe for you to eat and maybe sleep. Sometimes, I mean, entertainment. All your entertainment should be done outside. And yes, you have to retire inside. All your entertainment should be outside. I used to love it. Uh, when I grew up, we used to have they used to have like the bands and stuff. We used to go to the local parks and stuff like that, and they used to just play music. You didn't have to give them a tip or nothing. They used to play free music right there at the park, all day, just playing music. You know, jam session. They be getting down. They be getting down too. You know. Oh my goodness. What is this? What is this coming to? We're gonna do this thing, Derek. Y'all sir. I got y'all sir in trouble. He won't be back for a little while. Yeah, we gonna see how this goes though. Ramirez versus Rosado. Going with Ramirez. Miller versus Brown. Going with Miller. Diaz, guest stuff. I don't know. I might go with Filipino. Filipino. We got the Carroll versus Mariaga. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go Carroll for the upset. Asbarov versus Glanton. We're gonna go with Glanton on that. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll talk more about it. We'll see what we're gonna do. Oh no, I'm just talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about when I was growing up. Everybody played free. Well, I'm talking about like local, like you had local bands and people that close used to just come through and just stop. Shit, I've seen a lot of free concerts and shit. They just stop through. Yeah, plug those amps in shit in there. I don't know yet what kind of we had. I don't know. We had outlets in our parks. Like we had power outlets in our park. Derek said I'm never picking Yoka. How can you, man, stop picking on Yoka, man? So why did you pick Yoka? Did you pick him because of the height and youth, Derek? Did you pick him on skill set? How'd you pick him? And how was you not here when they talked bad about him in the first place? Yeah, Derek said, you try that now. The cops will lock you up. Say, where's your pyramid and all that bullshit? Yeah, probably so. Yeah, but when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, dude, they was always playing in the park. You hear them like, oh shit, they playing at the park. You go rushing down to the park to see what band was down there playing. All day long, just playing. One band leave, here come another band. Plug they shit up and just be gone. It's like, what? Yeah. But they hate everything we do, man. That has to be hate because the park, that's what the park is for. I started the conversation, if you were listening. Derek Takam is old. Yoka is an Olympian. Didn't you just send me some stuff about an old guy beating up somebody? It don't matter. Pascal's old too. I might go with Pascal. I seen this other one, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's on the phone. I gotta send it to you. I don't know. Maybe you did. Did you send me that one where this guy came off the street and he was fighting his trainer? He said, "I know about you." He told the trainer he know about him. He said, "You think I would come in here if I didn't know about you? That you ain't shit and this and that?" And the trainer is telling him, "You don't just come in off the street, disrespecting, a boxing gym like that. So you come in and humble yourself." So this guy gets in there with the trainer. He doesn't. The trainer doesn't allow him to land one, not even a punch, not even a jab, not even a. He doesn't even get a feint off. And all the trainer was hitting him with was like left hooks. He hit him with a left hook, put him down, and then give him a little lecture. Then he gets back up and gets hit with another left hook. I'm like, God dang. Y'all got to learn, man, that I had people do that when I was training them too, though, how they just like, they're like, how come I can't hit you? How come I can't do this? Or whatever. I said, damn, man, I said, you're just learning. You're just learning. I mean, trainers are going to have fun with you. You might even slip up and play and hit a trainer, but they're going to have fun with you, after a while. But when you first learning, I mean, of course, they not letting you get away. They're not letting you do shit. Simple as that. But you're right. But so I went off the top what I was saying. So Derek Bailey, this is what happens. Is that these containers we live in, these houses and stuff, and the way that we live, they tightening up on us more and more. They squeeze us in tighter and tighter to make us feel more and more uncomfortable. That's why I need to break out of this shit. I'm not right now, like they trying to extort me for so much money. I'm like, I'm not about to pay y'all for some bullshit. There was $1.50, I guess, to go across a bridge. And they're saying, oh, you went across this bridge and you didn't pay us $1.50. So now we're gonna attack it to you. We're gonna charge you like $50. $1.50 all the way up to like $50. Where's that? Where'd you get that? Where's that? How's $48.50? How is that any kind of assessment to $1.50 fee? That's all these people do is just exploit you and try to overcharge you money. I don't pay them shit. I say, y'all do what you want to do. I mean, even if I gotta give up my cars or whatever, I don't give a shit. They're gonna ask me your ID. No, I had to give my license and shit up. My ID. I'm not in this shit. I'm not in this to just for the rest of my life is to lose. Don't they know how easy it is for somebody to get an Uber? Huh? A Uber is gonna be cheaper for me. If I called Uber all day, it'd be cheaper for me to have Uber than it would be for me to own a vehicle, to be honest. You ain't got to buy no insurance. You ain't got to make no car payments. You ain't got to pay for no maintenance, and you call Uber all day long. Because it's probably cheaper, because when are you out of the house? Matter of fact, you ought to call you a good Uber. Get the elite, whatever. Shit, you spend $300 a month on Uber is nothing. Half that. You get them to take you everywhere. You still gonna save money. Catch a plane, get a ride with somebody, whatever. I don't let these people. I don't let them get to me, because whatever they gonna do is set up. This joke that I'm in right now, this being here is a joke. Then I'm being laughed at somebody else's expense, at my own expense, and somebody's just laughing at everything that I do down here. So I don't even trip like that no more. Because I used to think it was a joke, but now I know it's a joke. Shit's a damn joke, man. Yeah, but see, it's straight up extortion, brother. He said, he said they are building vertical. Yeah, that's what they do. Because they're used to being in the mountains and the hills. They're used to being in caves and shit. Anything that reminds them of caves, they love it. But none of they shit lasts, brother. But this is modern days. How is modern day? That's what people don't understand. I told you, this is ancient days. This is not modern days. And the reason they think this is not ancient days is because they believe in that thing called time. If you didn't believe in that thing called time, you would know that this is ancient days. This ain't no modern days. You missed all the modern stuff. You missed when things was where we had all the giant buildings here that transmitted energies and stuff all the way across the plane of the earth. From here all the way to Florida and New York and LA and all these different places, Chicago and Detroit. We don't have those power centers like we used to. And they know that. They didn't see. The thing is what happened is they destroyed a lot of stuff too fast. because before they can figure out the mechanics. Because these people are, they're just like children. They're grown, but they're like children. So what they do is children, if you listen like a real small child, real small, they copy everything you do. If you sound like, if a baby knows their dad, they try to sound like their dad. When they just toddling around, they try to sound like their dad, or sometimes they just completely copy what you do. They're like, I'm a little boy. And that's what little boys are. They watch what you do, and that's what they do. And that's what these people do. Even though they're grown, they're babies. Because they copy everything. And some shit they couldn't copy. They ended up, oh, we destroyed it. They destroy stuff before they could copy it. And once they do all this reverse engineering, now they try to do engineering. But you got the wrong engineers in charge of doing engineering. They got these, so people believe in, like, they got a particle accelerator. Right, a particle. Show me the particle. You ain't accelerating no particle. You're trying to destroy something. Stop telling people dumb shit. And people will believe everything. Oh, yeah, they splitting atoms and doing it. You ain't splitting no atoms. You're just blowing shit up. You ain't had to split no atoms to blow nothing up because there's no atoms. There's no atoms. All they say is atoms. Come on. I'm heavy in the science. But I stopped believing bullshit. I stopped believing it. I stopped putting that as something that I understood. I can't understand it, because why would you do everything for war and destruction and deceit, but you do nothing for health and caring and longevity? You don't do nothing for that. Yes, it's artificial. If you don't artificially do it, you don't naturally let people know how to do it. Oh, I'm all that. I'm all that. Lala D. I'm all that. You want a profile pic? Let me do my profile. Lala D such a hater. I love you, girl. Oh, Lala D. Just listen to Eagles points sometime. It was just not, it's not, I know you guys had, I mean, I just made you think. When it came to that whole issue about time, I just made you think. Because you can't all of a sudden have a discrepancy when you say there's such thing as time. Especially Australia is one of my favorite. That's my that's like a go-to to me now. If you're gonna talk about linear, because time is supposed to be linear. Remember, the time is supposed to be linear or whatever. So if time was so linear, that means Australia would be a lot further away than what it is. That means Australia, if they're days ahead of us, if they're 2 days ahead of us, guess what? Not even guessing, then they're way too close. Because it only takes you a day to get there. How could you be 2 days away if it only takes you a day to get there? If you're 2 days ahead, that means it should take 2 days to get to you. You know, that starts making it confusing. But you should be a lot further away than what you are. Instead of what, 6,000? What is it, 6,000, 9,000? Instead of being that far away, you got to be at least 27,000 miles away. But yeah, the whole thing, I like to discuss stuff like that because it broadens my mind too. If I get to hear a point, if somebody's gonna make like a good point, you had a good point though about the sun and all that. You had a good point. But then again, the sun, you know what I'm saying? But then again, the sun, if you look at the sun is gonna be, it's gonna be a non-factor for some people because they're not gonna be able to calculate their days until they can see the sun. And how do they do it in Antarctica, other places like Alaska? They're going to have to wait until a certain time because sometimes they have dark seasons. They can't tell, But, for somebody to be ahead of us by 2 days, that means they would have to be a lot further away than what they really are if you're going to go by time, day, night, and all that. Because that takes away the whole day-night thing. It takes now you can't factor in the whole sun thing now if they're 2 days ahead, because how does that work? Because they're still having day and night, but they're having day and night, but they're 2 days ahead. They just, something's not making. It's totally just not making sense there. I'm just saying, I was like for people like yourself, I like for everybody when you broaden and put yourself into an understanding that if you were lied to as a child about a lot of things, then chances are you're still being lied to. You understand? It's just chances that you're still being lied to. Okay, but this back to this whole thing with Zoo. Yeah, Zoo, he's right now. He's the face. He's a good face. Uh, I'm not saying I don't like the guy. I just don't see him, battling Charlo like that. I don't see him I don't see him like coming at Charlo and just beating up, because he has to beat Charlo up to win. You ain't gonna get no decision over here. In which they was trying to get that decision. It wasn't even really close. They had a couple of close rounds, and Harrison might have won a round or two, but it wasn't close enough for the ref. I mean, even then, the ref should have maybe let Harrison take one punch, or ask him a couple of more questions or something like that, just to make sure. Because Harrison was still in his bullshit after the fight. He was still in there. Oh, yeah, the better man won. He didn't want to give him no credit. Okay, if you don't give him no credit, he whooped your ass, but you don't give him no credit. You should at least give him some credit. Like, give him some credit. Because you came down there with your shirt off and all that. You was on that bullshit, and you got your ass whooped. And you fought the wrong fight, and the ring was wet and all kinds of other stuff. The ring was slippery. Like I said that a couple of times. Australia has 3 time zones. Yeah, they got 3 time zones in Australia also. Wow, 3 time zones. Depends on what zone you're in, what time it is, huh? So I'm corresponding to you, and I'm typing to you. You're in the future. You're in my future. But you can see, this is the whole thing when you talk about this whole time thing. So I'm communicating with you. Like if me and you were to talk on the phone, Lala D, you would be talking back in time, and I would be talking into the future. But it's measurements. Make that shit make sense. It ain't making no sense. Well, time is a measurement, but I could talk back in time and you could talk forward in time. Make it make some kind of other kind of sense. Make it make some kind of other sense, Derek, to me. If I call Derek up right now, I'm talking into the future. And Derek's talking back in time. Make it make sense. Does it make more sense for that to be time, or does it make more sense for us to be at different points? Does that make more sense? That we're just at different points? Not time, but we're just a different point? Does that make more sense? So if I talk to somebody in Australia, I'm talking 2 days into the future, and they're talking 2 days back into the past. Let's make this shit make some sense. That's why I come here, and you're not here, Eagle. Eagle's like, yeah, because you know why I'm not here sometimes? Because you're in the future, Derek. So I'm talking the future, Derek, and you're talking the past, Eagle. So past Eagle can show up anytime. He's on time because he's in the past. See? You're right. You got it. Good point. That's why I come here. No, what it is, Derek, you spoiled, is that you want me to be here like exactly. You don't go with that whole, you want me to be here exactly. Eagle said he's supposed to be here at 4 o'clock. Eagle's supposed to be here at 4 o'clock, then he need to be here exactly at 4. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no 4:06, 4:05, 4:03, 4:09. He need to be here. Else I got to go out, and then I got to refresh and come back in, because I know the Eagles coming to me from the past. Yo, silly. Yo, funny. Hey, I love this chat though, man. I love, that we get to talk about other, some of this other stuff. I know it frustrates Gil, Because Gil, my brother Gil still believes in Santa Claus and all that. He still, So if with me, that's why I always tell you guys, I know who I live with. I know who I live with. So that's why I don't believe everything, because I know who I live with. That whole 119 thing that happened, that 11-9 thing happened, that you know what I'm talking about. So that whole 11-9 thing that happened, I saw some exclusives on that when it first happened. I was actually watching a news channel that shouldn't even have been there. They were showing some shit that wasn't even happening. And then all of a sudden the news feed changed, and that old news feed changed into a whole different news feed, and they were showing something completely different. And happened to be a person that worked on certain weapons and stuff, and was very interested in demolition and stuff like that. I saw a lot of things that happened. It was a lot of inconsistencies. There's a lot of inconsistencies and stuff. I can say that. But I know who I live with. And since I know who I live with, Hello, D say you can say 911 because it's yeah. So think about it. Emergency. All the things that you want to keep it. Since a lot of D brought up 911, I'm talking about 911. So 911, what is 911 for? 911 is for emergencies, right? That's why you call it ambulance, fire, police. What? Is that what was called on 911? So you got 911, you got another 911. Is that just a coincidence that it was 911? Are those numbers coincidental? Just think about how coincidental that is. Oh, that's amazing that this happened on 911. Some people would think that that's amazing that that happened on 911. But they're not understanding that that 11, that is the number. That's the number. Not all these other numbers that people think, like the man number, the 6 number, and all that. That's not about that. It's about that 11. That's what the number is. That's the number that you got to pay attention to. Because the 11, if you think about it, the 11 is the 9, and the 9 is the 11. Even when it comes to our month of November. November, the Nuv is 9. Nuv is 9. Or Nin, that's all 9. But why do we have it as 11? Even that month is 9/11. It should be 9. The month of November should be 9, but it is 11. You never think about that though, right? Just like the month of October is 8, but it should be 10. Oct is 8. Sept is 7, but why is it 9? The only month they don't mess with, and it's the wrong month, is the Aug. They don't mess with August. There's no holidays. There's no messing with the month of August. They don't allow you. Why is that? Why don't they allow you to mess with August? They mess with every other month. Just throwing that out there. I know it's a thought process now. You guys are thinking, oh, Eagle, stop bringing up stuff, Eagle. We got to live here. Are you living? Or are you just breathing? Have you experienced life yet? Or you just experienced the breath that you have of life? Do you ever get to experience life? Or do you just get to experience your life with this breath of life until your breath is non-existence? Because maybe there's more feelings in life than it is what you could feel with just a breath of life. Just think about it. That's only has to be true if you knew that there was no way that you would expire from this earth. Would you live differently? Would you be happier? If you knew you wasn't going to expire, you didn't have an expiration date, would you live happier? If you were the only one here that didn't have an expiration date, would you live happier than everybody else? Would you worry about money and everything? Would you even work? Would you care to work? Would you give a shit? Or would you just go get yourself a little house somewhere? Hey, I just live out in the woods. I don't care. I go to the city whenever. I do whatever. Your attitude would be a lot different. Just saying. But anyway, you guys got me again. I was hijacked by Derek Beatty and Lala D. Anyway, so we talked a little bit. We'll get into more into it, but we'll see what Zoo got. But right now we're kind of overthinking that process, and we're putting Zoo somewhere that he might not even be, even though he's mandatory. We're looking at a fight that might not even exist. Because you never know. One of Maul goes up to 160, then we don't even get that fight. Then Errol Spence goes up to 154. Then we get to Errol Spence versus Zoo. That'd be a nice fight. But we gotta see what it does. When it does it, then we can express it and talk about it then. I know I got love-hate with my people, but y'all, it's always the same thing, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Y'all still mess with Eagle, don't you? Y'all know what it is. No matter what day it is, no matter what time it is, it's nothing but blessings, Lala D. Shit, I might have to run for cover over here, man. All this wind. Lala D said I'm gonna be okay. I've been listening to Lala D. She always be right about stuff, huh? Shit, Lala, you think I'm listening to you? You think I'm really listening to you? Huh? You think I'm listening? Shit, Eagle still gotta look. I still gotta look out for myself. That's the whole thing about me, Derek Beatty. I'm still be looking out. I know y'all got your thoughts out. Like, I hope Eagle and them be okay. Shit, you think Eagle ain't gonna be looking out? Ain't got no choice, man. Cause I know what that wind did the last time. But I'm going to catch y'all, though. Okay, Lala. Lala, call me up now. Call me up. I got to holler at you. I got to holler at Derek. Derek don't never call. Derek never calls me. I don't just get my number to this any old riffraff. What do they call him, riffraff? Hey, we're out of here, but I just finished watching. I don't even remember. I don't remember. I might have seen it a long time ago, but I just remember I just saw that movie Fresh. That's a good that movie's crazy, but it's a good movie to watch though. So just letting y'all know. So y'all watch that. That's kind of shows what a mind can do. That is the essence of a mind is a terrible thing to waste. The little partner says we ain't gonna have that. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all.